The Greatest Curse Echoes of the Heart. Introduction, The Unseen Threads of Serenith. In the heart of the vibrant city of Serenith, where the symphony of everyday life played out in predictable beats, lived a man named Daniel Everhart. His existence was intertwined with a peculiar gift and ability to predict the actions of those around him. To the world, it was a marvel, but to Daniel, it was a burden, casting a shadow over the spontaneity of human connections. However, life is a tapestry woven with threads of the unpredictable, and in the bustling city streets, Daniel's world was destined to be rewoven. This is the tale of Echoes of the Heart, a love story that transcended the constraints of predictability. As we venture into Serenith, where the mundane and the extraordinary converged, we find Daniel navigating a scripted existence until an encounter with Emily, an enigmatic artist, disrupts the predictable patterns he had come to expect. Little did Daniel know that Emily held the key to unraveling the threads of his predictable life. Join us as we delve into the unpredictable dance of love, where Daniel and Emily navigate the ups and downs, the laughter and tears, in a journey that challenges the very nature of destiny. In the quiet corners of Serenith, beneath a canvas of stars, their love story unfolds, a tale of unpredictability, shared laughter, and an extraordinary connection that defies the boundaries of an otherwise scripted world. The echoes of their hearts resonate through the city, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of time. Welcome to Echoes of the Heart, where the unseen threads of Serenith weave a love story that transcends the predictable and embraces the extraordinary. Chapter 1, A Gift or a Curse. In the heart of Serenith, a city where the mundane and the extraordinary engaged in a perpetual tango, lived our protagonist, Daniel Everhart. Now, Daniel wasn't your typical guy next door. He was more like the guy next door who could predict exactly when you'd water your plants or decide to wear mismatched socks. Daniel possessed a peculiar ability, one that made him stand out in a crowd literally. He had the uncanny power to predict the actions of anyone he encountered. You know, the kind of talent that would make him a hit at parties if he could resist blurting out, "You're about to spill that drink on your favorite shirt." Spoiler alert, he usually couldn't resist. As he strolled through the bustling streets of Serenith, Daniel's inner monologue resembled a comedy show. "Oh, there goes Mrs. Jenkins, about to buy her fourth cat. And watch out for Tim, he's about to attempt the world record for most consecutive sneezes." It was like living in a perpetual game of guess what's next. Now, you might think having a superpower is the dream, right? Not for Daniel. His ability wasn't exactly a cape-worthy one, it was more of a "why do I know your future dress size" kind of deal. People marveled at his gift, but Daniel couldn't help feeling like a psychic in a world obsessed with reality TV. In Serenith, where the extraordinary lurked in the shadows of the mundane, Daniel found himself burdened with the gift of predictability. It wasn't exactly the superpower he had wished for. After all, he'd much prefer the ability to summon pizza at will. Alas, destiny had a different plan for Daniel Everhart, an ordinary guy with an extraordinary knack for foreseeing the wonderfully mundane and occasionally bizarre happenings in the lives of Serenith's residents. Little did he know that the script of his own life was about to take an unexpected twist. Chapter 2, The Enigmatic Encounter. Picture this, Serenith, a city that never quite knew when to stop tapping its toes to the rhythm of everyday life. In this pulsating cityscape, Daniel Everhart was navigating his predictably unpredictable day when fate decided to throw him a curveball. One fateful day, the stars aligned, the pigeons orchestrated a harmonious symphony, and Daniel found himself at the local coffee shop. Little did he know that his grande latte was about to be overshadowed by a grande twist of fate. Enter Emily, an artist whose unpredictability made abstract art look like a paint-by-numbers kit. With each brush stroke of her existence, she colored outside the lines of Serenith's script. Picture the scene: Daniel, sipping his coffee, making mental bets on the number of sugar packets someone would use, when in walked Emily, leaving a trail of glitter and creative chaos. Now, Daniel's predictometer had never encountered anything like Emily's aura. It went haywire, doing interpretative dance moves as if to say, "I give up, this one's too unpredictable even for me." Daniel was flabbergasted. This was uncharted territory, and he was no longer the Captain Kirk of foreseeing fates, he was a mere mortal navigating the celestial seas of Emily's whimsy. Intrigued, captivated, and mildly perplexed, Daniel found himself drawn to the enigma that was Emily. He couldn't help but be enchanted by her unpredictability. As she ordered a kale smoothie and a bacon-wrapped donut, because why not both, Daniel knew he was in for a ride that was about to take him on a journey beyond the limits of his predictability prowess. Little did he know that this encounter wasn't just a blip on the radar of his day, it was the spark that would ignite a series of unpredictable events, turning Daniel's once predictable world into a whimsical canvas painted with the colors of the extraordinary. And so, in the chaotic symphony of Serenith, Daniel and Emily's story began a tale where predictability met its match in the form of an enigmatic artist with a penchant for turning life's canvas into a masterpiece of delightful chaos. Chapter 3, Ups and Downs of Unpredictability. The unpredictable roller coaster of love. Picture Daniel and Emily, two peas in a pod navigating the tumultuous seas of romance in the city of Serenith. As their lives became a dance of intertwining destinies, they quickly discovered that love was less like a scripted rom-com and more like a blooper reel with occasional moments of profound sweetness. Their romance was like riding a roller coaster designed by a mischievous cosmic entity. One moment, they were soaring high above the city, holding hands and laughing like a pair of giddy teenagers. The next, they were plummeting into the depths of relationship challenges, their laughter replaced by a chorus of dramatic sighs. Emily's spontaneity was like a mischievous imp, constantly throwing surprises into the mix. One day, she decided they should embark on a spontaneous road trip. Daniel, the captain of predictability, hesitated at first, wondering if his meticulously planned schedule could withstand the whirlwind that was Emily's idea of a just-because adventure. Spoiler alert, it couldn't. But in those unpredictable moments, amidst laughter and occasionally exasperated sighs, Daniel found a sense of liberation. Emily's whimsical approach to life challenged his preconceptions about destiny. He realized that life wasn't a meticulously choreographed dance, it was a freestyle jam session where you just had to go with the flow. Their relationship became a comedy of errors and a symphony of joy. Picture Daniel attempting to cook a surprise dinner, only to discover he'd mistaken sugar for salt, cue the sitcom laugh track. Emily, the eternal optimist, simply grabbed takeout and turned it into an impromptu picnic in the living room. As they navigated the ups and downs of love, Daniel learned that unpredictability wasn't the enemy, it was the spice that made the journey worthwhile. Their romance wasn't about following a script, it was about embracing the chaos, finding joy in the unexpected, and realizing that sometimes the best moments are the unplanned ones. And so, in the quirky, laughter-filled landscape of their love, Daniel and Emily waltzed through the unpredictable, their dance a testament to the fact that, in the grand scheme of romance, perfection was overrated, and the real magic happened in the messy, unpredictable moments. Chapter 4, Crazy Moments and Shared Laughter. In the whimsical city of Serenith, where the mundane often donned a disguise of absurdity, Daniel and Emily's love story unfolded like a well-scripted sitcom, complete with crazy moments that would make even the most seasoned writers question their creativity. Picture this, Daniel, the self-proclaimed Captain Predictable, found himself in the middle of a spontaneous scavenger hunt orchestrated by Emily. Armed with a list that included items like a rubber chicken and a spontaneous poem from a stranger, Daniel embarked on an adventure that made his once meticulously planned weekend seem like a stroll in the predictability park. As they navigated the streets of Serenith, Daniel discovered that spontaneity wasn't just Emily's middle name, it was the melody that turned the mundane into a symphony of laughter. Their shared laughter echoed through the city, catching the attention of passers-by who couldn't help but wonder if they had stumbled upon a roving comedy show. One particularly memorable escapade involved Emily convincing Daniel to join a flash mob in the middle of the city square. There they were, surrounded by a group of enthusiastic dancers, breaking into choreographed moves that defied both logic and Daniel's sense of predictability. As onlookers stared in bewilderment, Daniel couldn't help but be swept up in the absurdity of it all, realizing that life was infinitely more entertaining when you threw caution, and predictable. Dance moves, to the wind. Emily's vibrant energy injected a burst of color into Daniel's once black and white existence. Their journey was a kaleidoscope of crazy moments, like the time they decided to build a fort in the living room using every cushion and blanket they could find, or when they spontaneously decided to try every ice cream flavor at the local parlor, leading to a sugar-induced laughter fit. As they navigated the unpredictable landscape of their relationship, Daniel learned that crazy moments weren't obstacles to be avoided, they were the building blocks of an extraordinary love story. Emily's ability to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary made every day an adventure, and Daniel found himself reveling in the joy of shared laughter, realizing that predictability had taken a backseat to the delightful chaos of love in all its quirky glory. Chapter 5, A Proposal Under the Stars. In the enchanting city of Serenith, where the stars adorned the night sky like celestial confetti, Daniel found himself standing at the threshold of a moment that would redefine the very essence of his predictable existence. Underneath the cosmic tapestry, where the universe itself seemed to hold its breath, Daniel, spurred by a newfound courage, decided it was time to throw predictability to the wind and embark on the most unpredictable adventure of all, love. Picture Daniel, a charming mix of nervous anticipation and determination, leading Emily to a quiet spot where the city's bustle faded into the soft serenade of the night. As the stars overhead winked conspiratorially, Daniel felt a surge of emotion, an unscripted symphony playing in the chambers of his heart. With a heart that pounded like a drum roll in a grand performance, Daniel dropped to one knee, producing a ring that shimmered like a star caught in the embrace of moonlight. The unpredictability of their love, once a source of both wonder and bewilderment, had become the very heartbeat of their connection. "Emily," Daniel began, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 moments shared and a million unpredictable possibilities yet to unfold, "will you be the unpredictable twist in my life's storyline? Will you be my forever in this tale of the unexpected?" Tears of joy sparkled in Emily's eyes as she gazed at the man whose once predictable world had been transformed into a kaleidoscope of laughter and love. In that moment, the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, as if waiting for the answer that would echo through the cosmic expanse. With a radiant smile and a voice that mirrored the melody of the night, Emily whispered, "Yes." The word carried with it a promise and affirmation to navigate the uncertainties of life together, hand in hand, under the canvas of the unpredictable sky. As Daniel slid the ring onto Emily's finger, the stars above seemed to shimmer in approval, casting their blessing on a love story that had embraced the whimsical and found beauty in the unpredictable. And so, under the celestial glow of Serenith's night sky, Daniel and Emily sealed their pact, a proposal that echoed with the resonance of a love destined to unfold in a myriad of unpredictable, yet extraordinary, ways. Chapter 6, The Unveiling. In the twilight years of their love, as Serenith transformed around them, Daniel and Emily proved that some stories age like fine wine, growing richer, more complex, and filled with the sweet notes of shared memories. As they navigated the winding paths of life's unpredictability, Daniel and Emily's love stood as a resilient testament to the endurance of the heart. Their laughter echoed through the halls of their home, painting the canvas of their shared existence with hues of joy and the vibrant strokes of a life well lived. In the quiet moments when the city's heartbeat seemed to slow, Daniel and Emily found solace in the familiar embrace of each other's presence. Wrinkles etched stories of a lifetime, and hands that once held the uncertainty of youth now clasped with the assurance of a love that had weathered the storms and danced in the sunshine. As the inevitable sands of time continued their relentless journey, Emily found herself on a metaphorical stage, the spotlight now centered on her. On her deathbed, surrounded by the echoes of a life well spent, Emily wore a serene smile that spoke of a secret she had carried with grace. "Daniel," she whispered, her voice a gentle breeze that carried the weight of a revelation, "I have a secret. You see, my dear, I, too, possess the ability to predict actions." The words hung in the air, a quiet unveiling of a truth that had remained hidden for decades. Daniel, sitting by her side, listened with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. He, who had spent a lifetime deciphering the unpredictable dance of others, was now the audience to a revelation that transcended the realms of his own understanding. "But, my love," Emily continued, her eyes reflecting the wisdom that time bestows upon the fortunate, "when I saw you, I didn't predict a predictable future. No, I foresaw a lifetime of happiness, a journey filled with love, shared laughter, and a myriad of unpredictable, yet beautiful, moments." In that moment, as the curtains of their shared life began to fall, Daniel realized the profound depth of Emily's foresight. Her ability wasn't just about predicting actions, it was about foreseeing the intangible, the essence of a love that defied the constraints of predictability. And as Emily's final breath mingled with the echoes of a lifetime, Daniel held onto the certainty that, in the vast tapestry of unpredictability, their love story had been a masterpiece, one that continued to unfold, even in the quiet moments beyond the stage. Chapter 7, A Love Beyond Predictions. In the gentle hush of their final chapter, Daniel stood amidst the echoes of a love story that had unfolded like a delicate tapestry woven with threads of unpredictability. The once cursed ability that had defined his existence now stood as a silent witness to the extraordinary life he had shared with Emily. As the city outside their window settled into the serene rhythm of twilight, Daniel reflected on the kaleidoscope of moments that had defined their journey. Their love, once a whimsical dance of unpredictability, had evolved into a profound connection, a bond that transcended the very limits of his once cursed ability. Together, they had navigated the unpredictable seas of life, weathering storms and savoring the calm moments between. In the quiet corners of their shared space, where the laughter of years lingered like a familiar melody, Daniel found himself surrounded by the remnants of a love that had defied all expectations. As Emily's breaths grew softer, Daniel held her hand, a silent acknowledgement of the countless moments they had clasped hands through the unpredictable journey of life. The room, once filled with the vibrancy of their shared existence, now cradled the tender farewell of a love that had embraced the unpredictability of every sunrise and sunset. In those precious moments, Daniel found solace, a quiet assurance that, in the grand tapestry of love, their story had been a masterpiece. The once cursed ability, which had cast shadows on his path, now served as a source of illumination, revealing the beauty that unfolded when hearts chose to dance in the unpredictable rhythm of life. As Emily took her last breath, Daniel's gaze lingered on the serene smile that adorned her face. It was a smile that whispered of a love that had defied the odds, surpassed the limitations of predictability, and written a story that transcended the pages of ordinary romance. In the quiet room, where the echoes of shared laughter and whispered confessions lingered, Daniel felt a sense of completion. Their love had been a symphony of unpredictability, a melody that played in the spaces between their intertwined hearts. And as the final notes of their shared song faded into the stillness, Daniel stood amidst the echoes of a love that had surpassed the limitations of predictions, a love story that, in its unpredictability, had become timeless, eternal, and utterly extraordinary. Epilogue, Echoes of Forever. In the heart of Serenith, where the bustling streets once bore witness to the unpredictable dance of Daniel and Emily's love, stood Daniel alone. The city, now draped in the gentle glow of nostalgia, painted a canvas of memories that whispered tales of an extraordinary love, a love that had transcended the boundaries of predictability. The echoes of a lifetime played like a familiar melody as Daniel wandered through the streets that had been witnesses to their shared laughter, spontaneous escapades, and the quiet moments that defined the tapestry of their existence. Each corner held a story, and every alleyway resonated with the laughter that had once filled the air. Serenith, once a mere backdrop to Daniel's predictable existence, now embraced him with the warmth of 1,000 memories. The city walls seemed to whisper secrets of a love that had left an indelible mark on the fabric of time, a love that had challenged destiny, defied expectations, and created ripples in the cosmic ocean of forever. In the quiet echoes of forever, Daniel found peace. The once cursed ability, now a silent observer in the theater of his memories, acknowledged the beauty that had emerged when unpredictability met with the unwavering heartbeat of love. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a cascade of hues that mirrored the vibrant chapters of their love story, Daniel knew that their unpredictable tale would endure. Their love, like an eternal echo reverberating through the corridors of time, transcended the limitations of mortality. And so, in the heart of Serenith, where the city's pulse intertwined with the echoes of a love that had dared to be unpredictable, Daniel stood with a heart full of gratitude. The cityscape around him, now adorned with the ethereal glow of twilight, whispered the final chapter of a love story that would resonate through the ages. In the echoes of forever, where the past and present converged in a timeless dance, Daniel embraced the legacy of their love, a legacy that defied predictability, embraced the extraordinary, and whispered tales that would endure in the quiet corners of eternity.